Bar Stool Sports. Titus, Brandon Walker, Mostly Sports.
Welcome to Mostly Sports, presented by Jägermeister. I'm Mark Titus. He is Brandon Walker. Today is Monday, April 28th. We are live from Chicago. And we are brought to you by Jägermeister 56 Botanicals, 0 degrees Fahrenheit. If you forget how many degrees Fahrenheit should be in your shot of Jägermeister, count up the substitutions that the Los Angeles Lakers made in the second half in Game 4. Just count them up. Ready to go. Done. Done that fast. 0 degrees Fahrenheit. Wherever you're out, if you're hanging with friends or at the bar, maybe you're doing all the sports stuff or just the mostly sports stuff, call the shots. Cheers with frosty 0 degree Fahrenheit shots of Jägermeister. And remember to check Jägermeister out at Jägermeister.com. Drink responsibly. Jägermeister, the core 35% alcohol by volume, imported by Mass Jägermeister US, White Plains, New York. What do you want to talk about, Brandon?
Hey, is that true? I knew LeBron didn't come out.
Yeah, that's true.
Nobody
right?
came out?
Nobody came
out?
Nobody came out.
Nobody came out.
First time, the stat I saw was in the first time in the play-by-play era. Is that what they called it?
Yeah.
Which just means like
What's that?
like
mean?
there used to be a time where they just like weren't paying attention to who was subbing in and out, and they were just like, "Fuck, we don't know.
Yeah.
we don't fucking know." Like, how many minutes did Wilt play last night? You're like, I don't know.
Your guess is
how
as good as
how
ours.
Yeah.
But he definitely scored 100.
Yeah, exactly. But boy, we counted every single one of those points. Yeah, it was the first time in the history of the playoffs in the play-by-play era. And the way they say the play-by-play era, you're like, what is that? 2016? Is that 1986?
It feels like 1978 to me.
What era is that? I don't know. But it was the first time in playoff history in the play-by-play era.
This can't be right.
What?
1997, 98 is the play-by-play era?
Yeah, we weren't keeping plays in 94 and 95.
Is that true?
Yeah. Didn't even know what was going on.
Huh.
Barely had it filmed.
Because we didn't have internet? Do you need internet
Maybe
to play?
it's just the internet.
Yeah.
I'm older than the play-by-play era. That's crazy.
First game-winning buzzer beater dunk in the NBA in the play-by-play era.
Wait, hold on.
Wait, is this
like all of a sudden a thing?
Is this a term?
Yeah, like dead ball?
This all of a sudden a thing that we're calling it the play-by-play era?
I have no idea. The other thing I was confused about, when the fuck did the Hawkeye cam become a thing? At the end of the game?
Yeah.
All right,
I wrote that down, too. I wanted to talk about
We're
that.
just rating all this stuff out of thin air.
Slow down.
Everybody relax. We got a lot to
we
get
got a lot to
Everybody
get
relax.
to. We got a lot to get to.
What the hell?
We got... When did the play-by-play era become an era?
This is the play-by-play era is like an industry plant type thing.
I thought that was Jordan's era.
The NBA just put out a memo and they're like, we're going to start saying play-by-play era.
Okay, all right.
I've never heard that phrase in my life.
That's
all of a sudden it's coming.
These are all in the last week.
This is too much for a Monday.
Fuck.
This is too heavy for a Monday.
They said before the playoffs started, we got to come up with a new phrase.
Yeah.
A new time.
I can't crown a new era on a Monday morning. I'm sorry. We'll just.
There you go.
The hard launch is already here, Brandon.
Let's slow down.
So 98, it was like Jordan. Yeah.
Yeah, that was
Like, fuck, we should be paying more attention after watching Michael Jordan.
Guys, Jordan's going to retire this year, and what we got to be able to put things down.
Yeah, should we start writing this down?
All right. Time. Let's focus. We're going to get to the NBA playoffs in a minute. We're going to get to NHL. We're going to get to all that. I won't talk about the NFL draft.
Okay.
This is the one and only day we need to talk about the draft because it's already 2 days old and it feels
we talked about it on Friday.
Feels like ancient history, but you didn't talk about the things that happened Saturday, did you?
No, we didn't. Actually, we did, surprisingly enough.
Did?
Yeah.
Wow.
I think we made some predictions.
You had Shadur going to Cleveland,
Yeah,
huh?
we had Shadur going to Cleveland.
In the fifth round?
Yeah, we already broke all this down.
Okay, all right. Well, if you guys knocked it out, maybe we can just go to the trampoline park next door and just do some jumping.
Let's talk draft, Brandon.
So, I will talk about the big story. I am going to hand out my winners and losers in just a second. But the big story, obviously, Shadur Sanders.
Mm-hmm.
And the wave of takes around it, the wave of thoughts around him, the wave of everything around him everybody is driving themselves plum-ass crazy over Shadur Sanders. Mel Kiper had an emotional meltdown for 3 days in front of God and everybody.
Rich Eisen, too, I believe.
Everybody
Rich Eisen was-
everybody that covers the NFL is
yeah.
very sternly on this issue one way or the other. Most are on the issue that, oh, my God, this is the craziest thing that's ever happened in sport.
Yeah.
Everybody's just ignoring the obvious thing here. And Ebo hit it the other day. Shadur Sanders just wasn't good enough to be a first round, second round quarterback. Now the tape shows that. The tape shows certain things. They shows that he has happy feet, that he bails out of plays, that he doesn't read blitzes, that he does all this. When everything is perfect, he is an accurate passer and he's a good passer, and there's a lot to work with. Now, I say that to say this: it doesn't explain to me why he wasn't a third or fourth round.
That's what I was going to bring up. Was like that.
Correct.
That's
So the slide.
Yeah.
I don't think he slid out of the first round. I don't think he was ever in the first round.
Yeah.
I think he slid out of the second round to the fifth. I think he slid from 2 to 5 because of reasons. Now, is it his dad? Is it not wanting to deal with that shit? Is it because at that point you're drafting a project and a backup, and would Shadur not take to being a project or a backup?
yeah.
Those questions can be asked, but people are getting on the mountaintop and screaming at the NFL, "You are bad people because you didn't take him," and he just wasn't a first round guy.
Yeah, but there's a lot of why are we surprised he didn't go in the first round? He's not that good from people that did not have him in the fifth round. You know what I mean? Like,
Right.
I want to see one person that mocked Shadur Sanders in the fifth round.
I thought he'd go in the
before.
second round. I thought he'd go in the second
Yeah, because there's a huge gap between, like, I think this guy should be a top 5 pick, and this guy, what the reality was, which is him going in the fifth round. And I don't think even the critics, which I would consider you to be one, like you're pretty level-headed about it, but you're someone that was like, yeah, I don't, and Ebo, you're the same way. I don't see him as
I don't see it.
as an elite prospect. You guys still didn't, like, if I asked you to do a mock draft, you still wouldn't have put him in the fifth round, right? You still wouldn't have had him go. How many quarterbacks went ahead of him? 6, 5?
I think he was the sixth quarterback.
Sixth quarterback taken.
He was 144th player taken.
So you're right. There had to have been something else, which it seems like we were getting breadcrumbs, but then the breadcrumbs became whole ass loaves of bread.
Right.
That the interview process, the Giants one is the one that people keep going back to, that he just was entitled, for lack of a better term, or maybe that is the right term. He seemed like he carried the draft process as like a guy who, Deion said as much. Like he made his list of teams that he wanted Travis and Shadur to go to, which for Travis Hunter maybe that could work. For Shadur Sanders,
if you're
being
good
like,
enough,
we're only going to these three teams.
If you are the NFL cares about winning football games, right? And the NFL cares about skills that translate to the NFL. They looked at Shadur, they didn't see him. You look at Travis. I think Travis Hunter could have said whatever he wanted to in the lead up to the draft.
Yeah,
he could have said, "I will take a big steaming dump if Jacksonville picks me number 2." They're still picking him number 2,
right?
Because that's how fucking good he is.
Yeah.
Shadur didn't have that luxury, and I do think when you get to the end of round 2 and round 3, maybe it did become, you know what, we could take a flyer on this guy. If he doesn't work out, he doesn't work out. But his dad's going to be a pain in the ass.
Right. Do you want it the distraction that comes with
it's like the Tebow conundrum.
Tebow, yeah.
It's the Tebow thing where Tebow probably could have stuck around the league longer than he did, but he became more of a distraction than he was worth because he was a backup quarterback, and nobody was going to sit there and have the backup quarterback be the dominant story of everything they did.
Right.
And that's kind of you guys probably said this on Friday, but that's the crux of the matter with Shadur Sanders.
Yeah, it was fascinating theater, I will say.
And watching,
it was fascinating. Like there's no world where I'm locked into the fifth round of the NFL draft to such an extent. That'll probably never happen again.
Watching everybody shit on guys like
locked in,
like Jackson Dart and Tyler Shuck and then Dylan Gabriel. When Dylan Gabriel went in the third round, you would have thought somebody dropped a bomb. On America. When Shadur Sanders doesn't go, Dylan Gabriel goes. Dylan Gabriel was a solid ass college quarterback. Dylan Gabriel.
Yeah, but Dylan Gabriel kind of sucks too.
They
he
both
kind of sucks. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They both suck. They both suck.
Oh, yeah.
So if you're gonna make the argument that like Shadur Sanders isn't worthy of like none of these guys are, and I think that's
but
the
Dylan
problem.
Gabriel's dad isn't threatening every franchise.
If you what pick did Shadur go? 144. If they drafted 143 Travis Hunters before him, you would have been like, yeah. Or Cam Ward went 143 times before him, you'd be like, yeah, that makes total sense. It was that at a certain point you're on pick like 100 plus whatever. And then it becomes interesting because you're like, there's really not that many good players.
Yeah.
There's no, you could poke holes in every single one of these guys. So like you said, like I think there was obviously something else going on. But yeah, I mean Dylan Gabriel, yeah, he was a good college quarterback. But like nobody's going into this draft licking their lips for the chance to get Dylan Gabriel.
But no, only media was licking their lips for the chance of Shadur Sanders going high. The teams weren't. The teams never even indicated they were.
I think Shadur has a higher ceiling than Dylan Gabriel.
I agree. Which brings me to this point. I think he fucked around and fell into a perfect spot. Now, he's not going to make a lot of money, and he's going to have to fight from underneath, but he does have projectable skills. He is a very accurate passer, and he just has a lot to work on. He has a lot to work on. He has to get his footwork better. He has to stand in the pocket better. He has to do a lot of things. But what is in there outside of those bad parts are some good skills. He has a beautiful deep ball. He's a very accurate passer. There's something to work with. Now he's going to a quarterback room and a team that is the team's downtrodden. The quarterback room is a fucking mess. It's a hilarious mixture of whatever.
So funny.
This is one of the funniest quarterback rooms you'll ever see.
Watson's just out, right?
Watson's out. Pickett was a first-round pick who just isn't very good. Flacco's 92 years old, and he's good for like 2 weeks at a time. Dylan Gabriel the same team picking both those guys is hilarious.
Yeah, it's crazy.
But if you think, well, maybe Dylan Gabriel is a project worth doing, and maybe Shadur Sanders, just do 2 projects.
Yeah, why not?
Why not? You're already doing a project.
Who cares?
Just get 2 project leaders. But anyway, I think it's a decent spot to land because if he develops at all, if he starts showing it, the path to starting is not.
Yeah, the problem is I think for this to work out in Shadur's favor, it's going to take a massive dose of humility through this whole process. And I think that if you take a guy in the 5th round who's a quarterback who slid a little bit and you throw him in a backup role and he's going to be 4th string to start the season maybe? When they show up at training camp, he's the third or fourth string quarterback. Ideally, he becomes very humbled by the process. He has the chip on his shoulder. He goes to work puts on his hard hat, turns off the distractions, all that sort of thing that we've become, all the cliches we've become accustomed to knowing. I don't think he has that in him. I don't think Shadur Sanders is after all of this process is going to be like
counterpoint.
I've been humbled by the process. I'm ready to just play football. I want to get better, and I want to do whatever it takes to survive in the NFL. I don't think that's going to happen.
You've never seen him, and I haven't either, and nobody has, outside the umbrella of Deion Sanders. He has been under the Deion Sanders tree the entire time at Jackson State, in high school, and now at Colorado. He has never been able – I think it would have helped him a lot to play for somebody who wasn't Deion Sanders, to go to Georgia and play for Kirby Smart, to play for anybody else that would expose the flaws for what they were but then work on them. And I don't think he ever really got that under Deion Sanders at Colorado. I'm not saying Deion Sanders is a bad guy. He's a dad. He's taking care of his kid. But I think now that he's outside the umbrella of Deion Sanders, now we see, if he's gonna be an NFL quarterback, a starting quarterback, it's going to take a lot of fucking work. He's going to fight from underneath all these other guys, but it can be done. We've seen guys. Listen, Dak Prescott was 135th pick in the 4th round. Obviously, Brock Purdy was Mr. Irrelevant. Like, this is not a path that has not been done before.
I believe, if memory serves, Tom Brady was not the number 1 overall pick.
No, he was 2.
He was 2.
Yeah, Tom Brady was
Maybe
2.
Not as
I think he went 6
Thomas Bradis.
or 7th.
Is he Latin now?
Thomas
Thom.
Bradis. Thom.
Pronounced Thom.
Thom Brady.
How different is Tom Brady's career if he kept the H in his name? I like Tom Brenneman. And it was Tom Brady, but it was Thom.
Probably not very.
You don't think so?
Thom Brady. And now if he pronounces the H.
If he was Thom Brady?
Are there any Thoms out there?
Shadur Sanders getting a prank call.
Yeah.
From the Atlanta Falcons defensive coordinator.
From a kid wearing an Ole Miss sweatshirt. Yeah.
Prank calls, Brandon. Fair or foul?
To scale. They are to scale.
Mm-hmm.
If you call at 8:30 on a Monday morning and you call a grocery store and ask them if their refrigerator's running, that can kind of be humorous or something. If you're a 9-year-old kid at West Point, Mississippi on a Friday night in 1988 and you call Poke Banana because he's just the funniest name in the phone book, that's kind of funny. You call a guy who's going through this thing in the draft and you make pretend you're the same. You're a fucking asshole. Foul.
Yeah.
On camera, too, is crazy.
On camera.
Yeah, creating evidence of you doing that is kind of insane.
That's
Yeah,
Checks out to me.
He kind of blew the like it was. I guess maybe there's a world where it could have been funny, but there was no.
I don't
he didn't really have a plan. He called and then didn't really think through what to say and how to make it go to where it just felt half-assed.
These all just feel
maybe
like
there's a world where it could have been funny, but it wasn't.
It's just mean-spirited, I feel like.
Yeah.
And the ones that are truly funny are like the guys that somehow got the phone number to the dugout and were like, yeah, they like you ever seen the SEC kids that got the phone
A&M,
number?
right?
They got the dugout phone number. Like, yeah, get that guy or up and moving or whatever in the bullpen. That was funny. This is just me.
What's your favorite prank call that comes to mind? Do any?
Not really. I don't really enjoy prank call humor that much.
Yeah.
Although Kyle Bauer's done a couple on the Yak that were really good.
Yeah.
And then there was that one
Talked
day,
about this
that was that one day we did the prank calls to the Birmingham radio show. Those were good.
Yeah.
Those were good. Do you listen to prank call shows?
I
Or
mean,
the guys on the radio?
you grew up with them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like on the radio.
Right,
or
and your
like
parents fucking loved them.
Terrestrial radio driving to
Yeah.
school in the early 2000s. That was a staple. I don't know
Roy
if it
D.
still
Mercer?
is. Yeah, Roy. Yeah. Yeah, we listened to Bob and Tom show in Indy. I think they were nationally syndicated, but Bob and Tom loved a good prank call.
John Cena once.
Stern show, they would play. Who was it? Jenks, Captain Jenks, did the Captain TJ, try to find this on the. There was, I think, during the OJ situation. This is relevant to the show.
The OJ situation.
We're an OJ show.
Oh, I think I know.
Yeah, he called and Captain Jenks. I forget what the context was, but he pranked. Was it ABC? And then Al Michaels had to step in and explain to, was it Peter Jennings? I'm
don't
piecing
remember
it
any of
together.
this
I'm
at all.
piecing my memory together. I think Al Michaels stepped in and had to explain to Peter Jennings that this
yeah.
was a prank call. Yeah.
Have on the phone with us as well Robert Higgins, who lives in the neighborhood and is on the ground and can see inside the van. Mr. Higgins.
Yes, how are you?
Just about as tense as you are, sir.
Oh, my Lord, this is quite tensive.
What can you see?
Oh, what I'm looking at right now is I'm looking at the van, and I see OJ kind of slouching down, looking very,
I don't remember
very
this
upset.
at all.
Now, look at here. He looks very upset. I don't know what he going to be doing.
Can you see him doing anything specific? Is he merely sitting
Al
there?
Michaels
He is just
Johnson?
sitting around, just looking like he'd be very nervous.
Oh.
Uh-oh.
YouTube machine broke.
Oh no.
YouTube broke.
But we can see where
Yeah, it goes on, and then he might mention something about Howard Stern's penis to tip off to everybody that this is a prank.
That's what it takes
Yeah.
for Al Michaels.
And then Peter Jennings was like, I don't know what happened. And then Al Michaels comes in and he's like, Peter, we were pranked. Is what happened.
Because there's cops all deep in this.
Thank you, Mr. Higgins.
And Baba Booey to y'all.
Oh, Baba Booey to you. Oh, yeah.
The driveway of O.J. Simpson's home in Brentwood. Clearly an effort being made to have him come out of the vehicle. In the doorway of the house. His friend.
Is he talking like he's British?
Peter, by the way, just for the
Yeah,
record,
there's
this is Al Michaels. That was a totally farcical call.
That makes it sound like Al Michaels did the prank.
Yeah. By the way, Peter, gotcha.
Gotcha, bitch.
I love how he said farcical call.
Yeah.
Farcical, yeah. Yeah.
More NFL draft.
By the way, shout out while we're doing Stern Show references. I think J.D. Harmeyer is I know you guys aren't Stern guys, but I think J.D. Harmeyer watches the show
Really?
time to time. Yeah,
That's awesome.
yeah. We need to have like a list of famous people that like us.
Bobby Bones.
Bobby Bones,
Bobby
Bones,
Harmeyer.
number one.
Knox.
Knox,
Throw him
yeah.
on the list.
Yeah, Knox.
That's pretty much it.
Yeah.
Yeah, not a long list.
I think that's it.
Knox is on a tear right now, by the
He
way.
is.
Shout out to Knox.
He is.
Yeah.
Knox is killing it.
He came on the show and then immediately took
Blew
off.
up, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mostly bump.
Yeah.
The exact opposite of the young core.
Yeah.
Pretty much the exact opposite of the young core.
Yeah, this show may have killed the Baltimore Orioles.
Pretty much.
But there's a very good chance.
Yeah.
I thought the Bears. I like the Bears' first two picks. Colston Loveland and Luther Burden. If you're going to have a young quarterback, give him weapons. I like. A lot of people are picking Burden apart. I think Burden's going to be a great pick in the slot there. I'm jealous of the Patriots pick, the Campbell in the first round, then Travion Henderson, who I think Ashton Jeanty will be the best running back of this draft, but it's a running back deep draft, and I think the running backs were winners all the way around. But Travion Henderson to me was the second best running back in the draft. They got him. Like I said, the running backs were winners. Travion to their Scatabo to the Giants. I like Tootin. You do.
We know you do. We know you do. Buddy.
I like Tootin to the Jags from Virginia Tech there. And I have two winners. Two more winners, and you guys probably talked about it on Friday, and that's fine. I like the Browns and the Jags as winners because the Browns were able to get a defensive lineman who will be a starter there for 12 to 15 years in Mason Graham. I think he's very good. They also got a first-round pick out of it, and then they went and got Shadur, which is high upside, low risk for them. It's no risk at all.
You take him in the first round, that's high risk. But at this point,
there's no risk.
Yeah, no risk.
So I think the Browns won, but also the Jags. The Jags are still somebody 30 years into their presence in Jacksonville. They're still trying to make noise. They're still trying to get people out there. They're still trying to matter in the NFL. Why not? Fuck it. Go get Travis Hunter.
Yeah.
Fuck it. If it costs you an extra first-round pick, fuck it. Go get him. Now they have
That's what they said, right, Ebo? They said, fuck
them draft picks.
Fuck them draft picks.
Yeah.
Just them picks.
Literally what the GM said.
Maybe you got a superstar for the next 10 to 15 years.
Yeah.
And maybe you got Trevor Lawrence. Maybe you wake him up out of his slumber that he's been in.
And if nothing else, they got us.
They got us. If nothing else, you will always have us. Family, Jacksonville Jags.
Scooped us up in the offseason. They acquired mostly sports.
Now, the
huge get.
One more loser, and I just want to circle back to it. All-time bad performance out of Mel Kiper. All he had to do was say, you know what? Looks like I was wrong here. Looks like I thought he was going to go in the first round. But he never did. And during draft picks, when you're supposed to be celebrating guys like Jackson Dart or whoever went in the first round, he's still just menstruating in front of everybody that he was wrong about his evaluation. His evaluation was different from all 32 teams, and he just won't say that. And I don't know why guys won't say that. This is not the Mel Kiper draft. It is the NFL draft.
Well, how do we know he's wrong? Shadur is awesome. You know?
We know he's wrong. We know he's wrong. That's all I'm going to say.
Also, I'll say this for Mel. It was great television.
Yeah.
Like I said earlier, it kept me around. Like I every pick.
I thought it was the opposite of great TV.
Oh, every pick that wasn't Shadur, I was like, every time they took if I would venture away from the draft, I would run some errands, and I'm like on my phone refreshing the thing, and I'd see like a quarterback was taken. I would immediately like in the grocery store pull up my phone, pull up YouTube TV to watch and like rewind to see what Mel had to say about another quarterback going before Shadur. It was incredible.
I did think it got funnier and funnier.
It was funny, yeah.
It was
like
crazy.
he was a bozo, but like that was fascinating to watch. And I say that as a casual NFL draft
enjoyer, casual consumer of NFL
draft content.
Yeah.
That's what I said that phrase on Friday, and Connor like
did you freak out?
Yeah,
I thought it was funny.
He just thought it was so funny.
Because I just pictured him like being on LinkedIn, like Mark Titus, casual observer of NFL draft.
I call myself a casual consumer of NFL draft content.
I'll endorse you for that.
Connor had to push the microphone away. He was laughing.
I thought it was.
It's a shame. It's a shame you're married because that would be a great singles profile.
Yeah. One thing you need to know about me is I'm a casual consumer of NFL content. Anyway,
Mom, he's cool. He's just a casual observer of the NFL draft.
Did you make anything of either the Browns draft room's reaction to the Shadur pick or Mel Kiper's reaction after the pick? Like Mel Kiper's reaction was like obviously he was a bit of a soapbox day for him, and then the draft room was just some golf claps.
Well, Kiper actually, I think after Shadur got drafted, Kiper said the NFL has. Well, you have it on the sheet. Hold on. Mel Kiper, the NFL has been clueless for 50 years when it comes to evaluating quarterbacks. Clueless. This is a guy that thought Jimmy Clausen was going to be an NFL All-Pro. It's a guy that
he said that if Jimmy Clausen wasn't a Pro Bowler, he'd retire.
Right, and
that's right.
Which is something I probably thought too at the time.
Yeah.
Right, but you didn't have a job to retire from.
I was 12.
But he's not out. He's still doing it.
He's still doing it.
He's still doing it. Like he's been wrong a lot, and he acts like the NFL's been wrong this whole time. Like.
They've been
wrong before.
They've been very wrong.
They've been wrong before, but there's
like half the how many first round quarterbacks hit? Half maybe.
Yeah.
If that. So maybe.
I think that's the nature of the position because half of 5-stars hit in college football. Like
I love it from listen. I'm not saying he's right. What I'm saying is like that's what you need out of the draft. It's a television event, as we talked about it on Friday. But this could be an email. They could just do it behind closed doors, send out a press release. These were the picks. You turn it into a television event. You need sometimes a pumpkin pie eating vampire on your television.
Pumpkin pie.
You don't know about Mel Kiper?
No, he eats it every day, right?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. Sometimes you need that on your television. A guy just losing his mind, and whether you agree with him or not, it's just funny to laugh at.
Those guys, I cut them some slack because a lot of their job, if not all of their job, is predicting the future.
Yeah.
You're getting these, 21-year-old kids who you don't know how they're going to pan out. And there's however many of them, 255. You can't properly predict every single person. Now, this was a big miss on his part. He should own up to it, but
the Browns,
it's nothing.
The Browns' reaction seemed appropriate to me. Because the Browns can't behave like they got their guy because their guy was Dylan Gabriel apparently. If they wanted their guy was Mason Graham
also,
and then their quarterback was Dylan Gabriel, and then they got Shadur Sanders, which they were just like, gotta be honest, we set our thing on auto draft. We gotta be at this point. At this point in the draft.
That's also 30 guys that want to go home.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
They've been working since Thursday.
Right. Yeah. So I don't know. It would have been weirder to me if they would have been bouncing up and had their arms around each other's shoulders, bouncing up and down in a circle. Because we got Shadur Sanders. Shadur Sanders was obviously not very high on their big board. So they're just like, yeah, we'll take him, I guess. Fuck it. We'll take him.
Yeah,
all right, we'll see.
We did it.
We'll see.
It's the best time to be a basketball fan. All the thrills and playoff drama. Done sitting on the sideline and ready to win some real cash? Check out Pick 6 from DraftKings. When it comes to basketball payouts, DraftKings Pick 6 posterizes the competition, including prize picks. When you hit all your picks, you'll score higher minimum payouts on Pick 6 than flex plays on prize picks. And best of all, you'll win even more cash if you outscore the competition. Track your picks for a shot at huge cash prizes. That's all there is to it. Pick 6 is available in most states, including Missouri, California, Texas, Georgia, and more. Don't settle for a smaller payout. Switch to Pick 6 and cash in your basketball knowledge. New players get 50 in Pick 6 credits instantly on just a $5 entry. Basketball playoffs are here. Cash in with Pick 6 from DraftKings. Download the DraftKings Pick 6 app now. Use code FAMILY. That's code FAMILY for new customers to play $5. Get $50 in Pick 6 credits. Better payouts, bigger wins, only with Pick 6 from DraftKings. The crown is yours. Was that all right? On the coolness scale, the coolest thing ever being 10, Connor Griffin being 1.
Yeah.
Where would you put Aaron Gordon's dunk buzzer beater the other night? Coolest thing ever.
I think
beer flavored titties.
Okay, I think a dunk at the buzzer is a situation that both things on their own are awesome. Put them together, it's not. What I'm saying is, I still think like a 3 at the buzzers.
Okay, all right.
I still think I like the 3 at the because it just created so much confusion.
Because there's a what the fuck.
It created more of like a what the fuck yeah. It's not a.
Jokic shoots off balance. And you're like, oh, what a bad shot. What the fuck?
Yeah. It was more of a what the fuck than a like, oh my god, they did, and it's not something that you're familiar with seeing. So I guess maybe that should make it cooler.
This one,
it wasn't. My immediate feeling wasn't like that's the coolest shit ever. My feeling was what the fuck. My feeling was whoa, what just happened?
I think this one got cooler and cooler on every single replay, every single angle, and when you saw the ball and how close it was to the hands, and as soon as it leaves the hands, the red light goes up, and then it goes from the top, and then it goes over here, and then we got the fan cam. Like every replay was cooler than the last, so it was a crescendo that kept building and building. And
I think it was a 7 for me. I think when it happened, it was like, holy shit, did they just win the game? But it was like my immediate thought was, what the fuck just happened? Did they just win the game? Not like. The ball is floating in the air, and it feels like time stops, and everyone's looking at it. Is it going to go in or,
Like that NC State one from 83. Lorenzo Charles dunks it. I think Derek Wittenberg shot it. It kind of would have been cooler if Wittenberg just swished it.
Yeah, oh yeah. That would have been way
hits the
sweeter.
30-footer. But it's also cool because...
But it's also an iconic play, yeah.
Who has the presence of mind to do that?
Yeah, right.
And I think that's incredible presence of mind. Like he didn't just try to tip it or he just slammed it through. Also, one of the great all-time passes in basketball history.
Yeah,
that off-balance 20-foot shot.
That's why Jokic
he's the man.
He's the man because of that pass. Yeah, what a wild way to end the game. Crazy.
See that's one of the cooler. That's so fucking cool.
That's awesome. Yeah. Did you see the I think Kirk Goldsberry put this on my radar that there was like a picture of like did the bottom light go on first before the top light?
Oh, I don't know.
Or did that get debunked? I think Goldsberry pointed that out, that like there's a picture where like the bottom, the light obviously around like the bottom part lit up first before the rest of it. I don't know if that's true. I don't know. Now that I'm hearing myself talk, there's a good chance that like somebody just completely debunked.
You got ball sacked?
I hope all.
But Goldsberry put it out, but I don't know if Goldsberry followed up and was like, "Nah, never mind."
I hope all the good things in the world happen to Goldsberry.
He's the best.
I get in Goldsberry moods like 3 times a year where I just dive into the books and all the stuff. Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah. There's PFT. The light is on and his hand's still on the ball.
Wait,
is his hand still?
Is
on
that
the ball?
light, or is that some part of the basket extension or something? Because see that orange back there?
Yeah.
Is that?
Yeah.
I don't know that's the light.
But it looks. Hold on.
It looks like the light.
The right to the.
Looks like there's some flares on the
I think
side.
that's padding. I think that's padding from the back pad. I think that's what that is.
On the right by the American flag going up?
I think that's a reflection of the pad. I don't know.
Ty goes to the runner.
What do you mean? This is basketball.
Ty goes to the runner, and he was running. Ty goes to the dunker?
Yeah, there you go.
Well, there's still .1.
There's still point.
I think that's pad. Am I being crazy? I think that's pad.
Red or orange? There's a different argument. Is that red or orange?
Yeah.
Well, now the first one we saw from up, the damn thing looked almost yellow.
Yeah.
It looked almost yellow.
Connor, you brought this up earlier that I want to talk about now. Another thing we learned with these NBA games, they have the Hawkeye view.
And it took 3 minutes to get to the Hawkeye view. I'm thinking, oh my God, that's clearly out on Anthony Edwards. Great play by LeBron. And then all of a sudden, the entire mood of the broadcast changes. And they say, oh, wait, folks, we're going to the Hawkeye cam, which just came out this year. And, you can actually see on this one camera angle, no, it's actually a foul on LeBron, and it's 2 free throws for Anthony Edwards. I was like, when did this happen?
The bronze sexuals are sick.
I was furious at the Hawkeye cam.
If we got Hawkeye,
it was a foul.
They got it right.
It was a foul. They got it right. But my goodness, dude, like it was a 5-minute review, and then they go to this random camera angle that we've never seen before, and they call it the Hawkeye cam.
I think refs know what they're doing, Connor. I really do.
So, do you think they always have the Hawkeye? I mean this seriously. When the refs are looking at the reviews, are they looking at the exact review that we're seeing on television? No, right?
I think they are.
Sometimes they are, but sometimes I think they do say they have cameras. We're not.
Why can't we see the exact footage that they're seeing at all times? Like not only the same footage, but this in real time. Like if the ref rewinds it, they rewind it on the screen that we're watching. We're watching the exact
what they're doing.
The exact same thing they're watching at the exact same time they're watching it.
I don't know. I think we're
like,
not.
Do you think
there has to be a curtain somewhere, right?
If they didn't just debut the Hawkeye camera for this game.
No, they've had it.
They've had it for every other game. But this is the first time I've seen it on television.
They made it seem like this was the brand new debut of the Hawkeye cam on the broadcast, and it was infuriating.
And folks, you're in for a treat. If you thought LeBron made a massive play to give the Lakers a chance to win the game, you are absolutely wrong. Here is the Hawkeye cam showing that LeBron has hacked Anthony Edwards.
Yeah. Stuff.
March 23.
Dude, you know what really fucked
2
you up?
years.
Without the Hawkeye cam, that's a clean steal. Because like every other replay just looked like LeBron. That ball, it went off Anthony Edwards.
I didn't even think a foul was in question. I thought they were just trying to see
Lakers
whether or
get
not
the
it went
ball.
off LeBron
Lakers
or
maybe win the game. And then not only do the Lakers win the game, Anthony Edwards complains in the postgame that he got fouled. And everyone's just like, you bitch. You fucking bitch, complaining about the refs, and LeBron made a great play on the ball. Makes you think all these other plays where guys were complaining.
Buddy, you got to bring it. This is the fucking play-by-play era.
We got to go. What I'm saying is I want Hawkeye for every play. I need to go back and look at Hawkeye for every single call.
Ever.
We need ever, and we need to readjust who we think are complainers to the refs and who aren't, because maybe the complainers had something the whole time.
I don't know.
Well, right now they have the under 2 report. Is that where they go back and I think they use the Hawkeye and basically are like, you're right. Like you're right to complain.
But I got a question. All right, a ref is Mark's got the ball in the post.
Yeah.
And I'm standing on the baseline. I'm watching him. Okay, I'm watching him. And Connor's behind Mark, and Connor knocks the ball away. And it looks to me like from my angle and vantage point, okay, Connor knocked the ball. It's out on Connor. But then you're telling me there's a hawk up there above everything that has a better angle than me.
Just
I can't float. So why? what's the point of refs in the first place if we're just going to have a hawk just
Hawkeye
coming
camera.
around and fixing everything?
I do like the idea of the Hawkeye cam just being on a loose bird. It's
Yeah.
not on a fixated part.
Oh yeah, like the bat that was in San Antonio.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Strap
and you
a
got to get lucky
camera on
'cause
it.
sometimes the hawk's going to be like
Yeah.
perched somewhere.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a great point.
There's a fourth official, and it's the Hawk.
I love that as the technology gets better. I mean, in this case, it got the call right, but it's funny that the Aaron Gordon shot, as we have 10 million angles and technology has gotten better, and we've implemented all these systems to make sure the refs don't have to get it right because they'll always be able to just go to the monitor. It's still an argument as to whether the ball's on his fingertip or not. Well, it doesn't actually solve anything.
That call
There's
notwithstanding.
just more screenshots to argue about.
I said before the series that it's everybody said it, and everybody knows it. It's a matchup of young legs against old legs, and J.J. Redick just didn't get the memo. J.J. Redick's going to play LeBron James 46 minutes to where he's out of gas in the fourth quarter.
Insane.
To where they get outscored 32-19 in the fourth quarter. They should have won that game. Should be a 2-2 series, and his guys ran out of gas because he doesn't know what he's doing.
Luka and Reeves defensively down the stretch were stinky doo-doo.
Reeves
Stinky doo-doo.
Reeves has been the biggest disappointment of the
Reeves was really, really bad. But, like, if you want to make excuses for the guy, you'd say he's probably tired.
Probably tired.
I
Yeah.
imagine he's tired playing against all teams in the NBA are athletic, but the Wolves are especially athletic.
At playoff intensity?
And playoff intensity, yeah.
Well, this might be Titus. What we've talked about in his making rounds is that the weak link theory is like you're almost better off with your weakest link just being your tired good player than like sticking a really shitty bench player out.
Yeah. But you can't. Can we not like is the thinking? Yeah, is JJ Redick smart or not? Because is the conventional thinking is like throw a shitty bench player out there, and he's going to be a weak link. Yeah, he might cost. The Lakers were up 12 or something late. Like he might cost you. He might fuck up. He might miss some open shots. But if he can eat some minutes, get some rest for your other guys, and the 12-point lead goes down to 4, that's okay because now here comes LeBron James.
He's
who's
fresh.
been on the bench for the last 4 minutes,
I think the pushback, at least for me, when you said that the Timberwolves might be the better team, is that the Lakers, Anthony Edwards, I fucking love and is a phenomenal player. But the Lakers, with their top 3 of Luka, LeBron, and Austin Reeves, clears. Oh, listen, coming into
That's
this
a
series.
hilarious top 3, though.
No, listen, the Austin Reeves,
Yeah.
I mean, I had high expectations for him, and he has in spurts. Again, it's all about like picking your spots for the Lakers. I thought they'd be better at closing out games. I did not think LeBron James at age 40 was going to be playing 46 minutes and leading both teams in playoff minutes. And you saw, like, Naz Reid checked into that game yesterday. Immediately had 2 huge buckets, played phenomenal defense. It was a 7-point deficit, cuts it to 2, and the Lakers don't have anybody off of their bench, so those top 3 guys are just running on fumes, and people pointing out like LeBron didn't score a single point in the fourth quarter. I think LeBron
He was dead.
played 3 incredible quarters, and then was looking to pass it off, hopefully to Luka, to Austin Reeves to hit some big shots, and he did not. And Luka, was just gassed.
Riding guys like that is probably ill-advised in the NBA, no matter who they are. But when they're 40 years old, and one's a 40-year-old and one's a fat guy, doesn't.
Who's still trying to play his way back into shape? Because
He's been trying for 6 years,
but he's been injured.
Yeah.
He's been.
So I'm devastated.
Do we have 2?
What was that?
We have 2.
Oh, did I
Take a look at
Did I
that.
print out 2 of the?
What's the worst thing to be, 40 or fat?
You tell me, buddy.
Well, I'm both. Well, no, I'm not 40.
Do you feel?
This was an accident.
If I could get rid of one of them, which one would I get rid of?
Yeah, when you feel like shit,
So
do you say to yourself, "God damn, I'm old," or "God damn, I'm fat"?
So you can give me 28 and fat or 46 and skinny.
Yeah.
I think I'd choose 46 and skinny.
Yeah.
Yeah, because fat requires some discipline to get rid of, and I'm just never going to have it.
Yeah.
So I'm just, if I'm 28 and fat, God, what am I going to be at 38?
Feeling old sometimes, and maybe it's easy for me to say because I'm not super old yet. I'm not quite 30 yet. So like maybe talk to me after I turn 30. But getting old, feeling old is not as bad because you can alleviate that easier seemingly. Like the things that make you feel old is like my back hurts, and then all you really got to do is just like stretch a little bit and like just kind of like fuck. and then you start to feel a little bit better. But as I think back to when I was fat, it was hard to like just become unfat.
Can I just say something right now?
I don't know, that's my take on the matter.
I played golf yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
I hit on the driving range for about 15 minutes before. I'd hit about 4 balls, and I'd have to go down to my knees, or I'd have to sit down on the bench because my back hurt. That's a bad feeling.
That sucks.
That's a
does
sucky
suck.
feeling.
You got to get on the hip mobility game. That's all that matters these days.
Mobility? What's mobility? Hip mobility.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Now, motility, that's not your hips.
Is that sounds like a drug.
Okay.
Motility?
Yeah. There's a motility, but I think that's sperm.
Motorola?
You take motility to treat your
Motility.
The ability, yeah. I think
your
there's hip
sperm-
motility, too.
Hip motility?
Yeah.
Huh?
I don't know.
Ability for an
I
organism.
need
to move
mobility and
independently.
motility in my hips. I need all the things. I can't stretch much. Boy, did you see my fish though?
It's a little tiny one.
Can I tell y'all
You gonna
something?
spice up the pictures, or is it just going to be the
That
same?
one was huge.
That was a big one.
Yeah, that was 6 pounds.
But so it's the same. I mean, it's just kind of
Well, can I tell you something? Well, I'll say
the same picture over and over.
I'll say.
I mean, you need to put shades on. You need to like
You would put shades on
maybe
it.
cross your arms and hold it.
Yeah.
With one I don't know.
Yeah.
It's the exact same picture every time.
So maybe a backwards hat and shades on the
Yeah.
fish, make it
Yeah.
a cool fish.
yeah, make it a cool fish.
Or like a
Maybe.
big pencil.
Hold up your fish and then put your other arm up like you're just like, what's up? What's up? It's me catching fish again.
Yeah, just hanging out on the lake. Don't ever say the words "big pencil" around me again.
Someone does need to disrupt the fish picture game because women are all on this where it's like all the fish pictures
I've
look the
been
same.
seeing this too. Yeah, I've been seeing this.
We need a new fish picture. Brandon.
Women just not.
You want me to pioneer a new fish picture?
Yeah, or pose.
Picture.
Pose.
How do this is an ignorant question, but this is that's what you have to ask if you want to learn things. When you go like fly fishing,
Yeah.
like a little Sasquatch, for example, we'll do from time to time. You'll see the guys, the rainbow trout. That seems to be the quintessential
Sure.
fish that you catch. You'll see him just kind of holding them like this.
Right.
How does that thing not just go and just
Well,
slip out of your hand?
You've got a firm grip.
It
on
looks like it's just like a delicate hold.
Yeah.
And everything I know about fish says like that you shouldn't be able to take the picture.
How would he get out though again?
You just kind of go like that, and then now he's back in the water. How do they? Are you like
You're grabbing him.
you're getting in there?
Yeah, that's why bass are the best because see he's got him pretty good,
Yeah.
Fishy.
That's way bigger.
and he's got him. He's got his.
That looks so gentle though.
That was a pretty smooth release.
Like,
I'm
you
not
think-
gonna lie. I don't think Sass is a real fisherman, but that's about as good of a release as you're gonna have.
That looks. Hold on.
Well, watch his face
Wait
when
up.
he releases the fish.
Is that video reversed?
Is it? How's that video reversed?
I think he caught the fish.
With his bare hand.
I think the fish backed into his hand. That's almost too
The
smooth.
fish was like, "You're the guy from the draft meme."
He released that too smooth. I think that was a. I don't know. I just feel like the fish. I feel like the fish could just. Maybe my message is to the fish: just flop.
What's,
If the fish were to flop,
Oh, it's a problem for
they
LeBron,
could-
but a fish
yeah,
can do it.
If a fish was to just flop, I think they can get out of these grips. I don't think the guys are gripping them that hard, to be honest with you. Anyway,
elsewhere, and yeah, do it. You got an ad?
I got an ad. I want to talk about Sport Clips. This segment is brought to you by Sport Clips. It is the game-changing moment. Sport Clips isn't just where you get a haircut. It's your playbook for looking fresh. Walk in, catch the game, and sit back while the pros in men's hair handle the rest. And when you're done, walk out feeling like you're ready to take on anything. No hassle, no surprises, just a solid cut every time. It's simple, it's easy, and it's made for guys who want to feel like they've got the home field advantage. And if you want to track your real-time wait times, download the app and check in online. Sport Clips, the haircut experience, dialed in for guys. It is a game changer. This is your game-changing moment. Presented by Sport Clips. Would you like to go first, Brandon? What is your game-changing moment, or would you like me to go first? I have one
I'll go first.
that I
would
like to say.
How's it not the game changing moment of the weekend? Is the Aaron Gordon dunk on the buzzer beater?
Yeah,
That
Seems
changed.
like
That changed the weekend. That was like okay. Now that was the first playoff moment, and there have been some other pretty good ones. You've had some near fights, and you've had some stuff, and there's been some close games. But that was like, holy fuck, we're here.
yeah.
That was the game changing moment of the playoffs so far for me.
Yeah, if it was college basketball, John Rothstein tweets, "This is March"
Uh-huh.
for that play. That was the first one that would have made him.
But it's late April,
But
and
it's late
he's
April,
asleep.
and he's asleep. No, he's not.
Well,
Sleep in May.
I
He's
think
getting ready for sleep.
I think I think he's lying. I think he sleeps in April.
I would agree with you just for the sake of not picking the exact same thing. I'm going to take the Karl Anthony Towns. First of all, he was awesome down the stretch. hit a lot of big shots for the Knicks in Game 4. The Knicks have taken a 3-1 series lead over the Pistons, but specifically the fadeaway on the baseline when he was falling out of bounds, and it felt like he sort of shot it over the backboard. I don't think he did. I think we'll have to take a look at the Hawkeye cam to see if it actually went over the backboard. But it was a broken possession. The ball ends up in Towns' hands. He puts the ball, he takes a couple dribbles, fakes a spin move, throws it up, fading away, and was absolutely red hot down the stretch for the Knicks. Jalen Brunson was awesome for them too. But that specific shot was that to me was a like you said with Aaron Gordon, that was like, holy shit, this is the playoffs. This is
we're here. We have arrived.
He hits that shot in the third quarter in a game in February. Maybe I'm just like, yeah, all right, that was a pretty tough shot. Good shot, Carl. But that one, when he made it in that circumstance, I was like, holy fucking shit, what a shot.
So
what a shot.
I got a couple of observations from the NBA playoffs. One is last night I was really able to watch I think the Pacers, and this dates back to early mostly sports, like last year when they were really rolling early in the season, they got to the play-in tournament final and all that. They might be my most fun team to watch. When they're rolling,
they're the most fun, yeah.
When they're really going, and Halliburton's in control of everything, and they play 5 guys as one. They got 2 guys that can dictate pace. Nembhard is one of the best non-star players in the league.
Yeah,
and maybe he is a star. Maybe I'm just wrong. He's really fucking good.
I feel like the entire Pacers roster is that way.
Yeah,
I do too. Like they've built the entire roster out of like not stars who are really good players.
And even
Halliburton is like, I mean, you saw the poll not too long ago. Was it the NBA players, Ebo?
Yeah.
All the players voted him the most overrated guy in the league. He is the star of the team, but even then, by star standards, he's not.
But he's a star that makes everybody better.
Yeah.
And I don't think I think NBA players above all else respect individual talent and individual bucket getting and all that stuff.
Right.
Who can really break me down? Who can I just not do anything with? Tyrese Halliburton looks like you can stop him, and then you look up and he's got 28, 15, and 5.
Yeah.
And like he makes everybody better. I think when they're really going good and they're just smoking it and they're scoring 130 a night, they are so fucking fun to watch. The Knicks, on the other hand, are the opposite. They are not fun to watch. They get bogged down where Brunson goes foul hunting and everything, and then maybe Karl Anthony Towns has to bail him out. But they're winning, and I feel like they played the exact same game in the playoffs 3 years in a row. Every game they play is close.
Yeah.
Every single game they play is close.
Yeah.
And they're like the perfect playoff team because you throw them on, and maybe the first 2.5 quarters are ugly, and maybe it's not pretty, but the last 12 minutes is going to be high intensity, really good basketball. That's my thought about the Knicks anyway.
That game was so fun. I do like I like the variety. I like that the Knicks might not be everybody's cup of tea, but I like that over the weekend you get. I mean, hell, just yesterday alone you got the Pacers scoring 130.
Yeah,
and you got the Knicks Pistons being the refs just swallowing their whistles
on the Pacers
all the way down to the final play, just letting them beat the shit out of each other. I love the variety. That's what I'm saying.
Have the Bucks done a terrible job with Giannis's window? They won the one title, so you can't sit here and say, well, they blew it completely. But after they won the title, like everything, the big signing was Dame, and Dame he just got hurt, and even before that, it's not like he was changing them to a championship team.
It was never the right fit.
It was never the right fit.
Yeah.
It didn't really go. As soon as they won the title, Chris Middleton, just with injuries and then age, just disappears from decent basketball. Like they have absolutely mismanaged outside the title.
Yeah, I agree with you. There's no doubt they have, but also I think the Dame trade, looking back, you're now just like, why did you do that? That was stupid. But they had to do. I think in their mind they had to do something.
Yeah,
they had to. So they would rather go down being aggressive and trying to keep Giannis, who I don't. He's a free agent this year.
Why didn't the Dame trade work?
I think that's a more philosophical question about Damian Lillard's play style than anything.
Okay.
But I think they made the trade like knowing this might be a possibility,
that
this might not work, that the team, like Drew Holiday was, when they move on from him, like he was super important to the team, and then he goes to the Celtics, and now all of a sudden the Celtics finally get over the hump, and it's like, did Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown figure it out? Maybe. Or maybe it's that you shored up the rest of the roster around him. I think the Bucks probably knew this was a possibility, but still you can't. This couldn't be like a LeBron's first stint in Cleveland situation where you're just kind of like not doing anything and running the same shit out there over and over. They did get the one title though.
Yeah,
like you said, at least they got the one.
title.
But after that, then they obviously took a step back, and they were never going to get it. It felt like they were never going to get back with the roster that they had. So I think they were just like, fuck it, let's shake it up. Let's take a swing. Let's bring in another superstar. It didn't work out, but that happens sometimes.
So was Dame built the whole time to be the best player on a bad team?
I don't know. I mean, he made he made the conference final 1 year, and it's like he does have a unbelievable offensive skill set. But again, basketball is a two-way sport that you have to play both sides of the basketball, and I don't know. Sometimes it just doesn't.
Well,
work out.
it's a circle. It's a sphere. It doesn't have two sides, Ebo.
Sure.
Yeah.
It's got a 360 sides.
It's one side.
It's one-sided, but also
How many sides do a basketball?
Yeah.
How many sides in a straw or holes in a straw?
Shit.
hold
How
on.
many sides?
What side of the basketball are you? Okay, hold on.
Okay, if 100 basketballs were fighting one gorilla,
Ooh.
Oh fuck.
which side of the gorilla would you place the straw?
You don't really want to get into that, right?
Did we ever talk about the kangaroo fight video?
Fuck,
on this
Ebo.
on this show.
We're now doing gorillas.
Yeah, we have.
The more recent one
There's a recent one.
with the guy and he's using his finger.
What?
Oh no, yeah, he's right. He's
Wait,
right.
put him in the eyes?
He's right.
Who fingered a kangaroo?
I don't think we ever talked about it on this show.
We did not, but we should
I
address
gotta
it.
see if I can find it.
Connor, you've seen the kangaroo
I have
fingering?
seen the video. It is phenomenal theater. It is good. It's not as good
like
as
the way
the
you
original the original video of the guy squaring up and punching the kangaroo.
Right.
But it's close.
It's just
all
using
right.
his finger.
Using his
Yes.
finger has to mean
Yes.
poking him in the eye.
All right.
Has to mean
All right.
poke the kangaroo in the eye.
That was going to be the question. How do you think he uses the finger?
I might have sent it into the group chat at one point weeks ago. I don't know.
Is it one of those psychological things where you just take your finger and you point at him and that breaks him
Hey.
down? Yeah. Hey, stop. Hey, kangaroo, stop it. Maybe that does it?
Cut it out.
I gotta find this. It was.
Wait, you didn't have it found?
No, sorry, it's a dog.
What, is
I found it.
the dog uses his...
Oh,
What?
he's right.
This one?
it's not a kangaroo at all?
Yeah. That's my bad. I conflated the two.
Hold on, you two are...
What?
No,
Hoots.
I got my fight video.
Time out.
Up, but
Is this a kangaroo video or not?
It's not a kangaroo video.
It's a dog.
It's a
Wait, it's the guy that sticks his finger up the dog's butthole?
yeah,
Yes,
that's-
yeah.
I was wondering if we.
You thought that was a kangaroo?
For some reason,
Why would that be a kangaroo?
I got my brain melted for a
Why
second.
would that be a kangaroo?
I was conflating it with that original video of the guy squaring up the kangaroo because he was going in there.
Those are totally different videos.
As did I.
He was going in there to save his dog because the kangaroo had the dog in a headlock.
He sticks his finger up his butthole.
You saw a video of a guy fingering the butthole of a dog, and you thought there was a kangaroo involved
Again,
somehow.
it was-
How?
It was weeks ago.
But then I was also
How?
thinking about the gorilla fight.
How do you?
And
What's that got to do with the gorilla fight, too? We were about to have
How?
a gorilla
How?
discussion.
Somebody tweeted that this is how we had to fight the gorilla.
I have a question.
How are you going to get the gorilla's butthole?
I have a question about the Milwaukee Bucks 2021
Good
champions.
question. Good.
Giannis is not a free agent this year.
Yeah.
Wait. So the idea they're just going to trade him?
That's
Yeah.
When everyone's trying to move Giannis out of Milwaukee, it's a trade.
And-
It's a trade situation, right? Okay.
I think in this scenario too. Obviously, everybody's been dogged on Nico Harrison for trading away Luka Doncic, who could have been a Maverick for life and would have been beloved and everything. I think here people would be much more understanding because I do think that's really the only way that you could possibly save their franchise.
Does Nico have a Twitter account, by the way?
I don't know.
I want to see. I think he should give updates every time the Lakers lose. I would love like a Nico.
Like a Magic Johnson, the
Yeah.
anti-Magic Johnson?
Yeah. Or even just like a video of him just going, huh.
He
Huh.
has an all-time chance for a
I just
victory
want to
lap
see.
right here.
Yeah, I want to see it continue.
No, I don't think he can take a victory lap.
It was,
His franchise is still done.
I don't think he can, but I want him to.
Yeah.
I want him to.
No, if he did it, it'd be funny.
Yeah, it would be very funny.
Just tweet the sleeping emoji if they lose.
Did y'all see the end of the Knicks Pistons game yesterday? Did y'all think that was a foul?
Yeah.
Did we see the end of that?
On the
Oh yeah, we haven't talked about that.
Yeah, it was
Tim Hardaway Jr.
yeah.
Josh Hart, right?
So he's in the corner and he shoots and there is contact. There is
Shades of Kyle Guy in 2019.
Yeah.
Against Auburn.
there's contact, but
you
it's-
think
But I don't know why people are like, you can't be begging for that in the playoffs. You're not begging for it. If you get fouled, you get
Not
fouled.
begging for it. You're just saying that was a foul.
Yeah, if I get fouled and I say, hey, I got fouled, that's not begging for a call in the playoffs. That's saying, hey, I got fouled.
Yeah.
And it's the whole pace of play and how ugly everything was and how physical. And Mark, to your point, obviously a lot of people pushed back in the regular season, and they were saying, like, the NBA sucks because every team plays the same way.
Yeah.
Everybody's just shooting a bunch of threes. Everybody's just lighting it up. They're,
Can you find that play?
Boom, 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 boom.
I just sent it to TJ.
Okay.
As you pointed out, every game has been different. Every series has a different feel to it, and you're watching these different brands of basketball.
So here we
Which
go.
is awesome, which is basketball at its best.
All right, so it gets to the corner.
Yeah.
The ball. Oh, fuck. I got it. Uh-huh. And he shoots, and nothing.
That is a foul. That's my Jay Billis impression. He impedes his progress. There's contact made.
So obviously, people were like, it's the playoffs. You can't be asking for that. But why? Why? Connor, do you think that's a foul?
I do think it's a foul.
It's a foul.
I wish Hardaway would have went more upwards.
Connor, it's clearly not a foul.
What,
It's clearly not a foul.
You don't think that was a foul?
That's not a foul. This is the fucking NBA playoffs. That's not a foul.
Wow.
What do you think?
What is the Hawkeye?
I guess we'll never know.
What is the
I
Hawkeye?
do need to see the Hawkeye.
Yeah,
I felt like it was a foul. Didn't the NBA say it was a foul?
They did. They came out afterwards and said they got it wrong.
People don't like that when they do that.
I don't get the point of it.
I think
you think refs are stupid. They can't.
I don't think no. I don't think refs.
Why can't? I think the NBA admitting that they got it wrong is better than
not admitting it.
Not admitting it. And also, there are mechanisms in place to fix this, which is to say that the coaches have challenges available to them.
Mm-hmm.
They, oh
No
Hey!
no!
Speaking of refs, what's up, guys? Connor, give him your seat.
Connor, here. What's up, Rob?
It's Ref Rob.
Oh my God!
All right, Ref Rob's here.
Motherfucking Ref Rob.
Ref Rob's right here. Get that mic in front of him there, Connor. Yeah. Thank you very much. All right.
I got to give me a bobblehead, man, to me.
You got a bobblehead?
No, but I want one.
Okay. All right.
We got to get you
It's
one.
like a goal in life to have a bobblehead, man.
Yeah, it was one of mine too. I almost wore that exact same thing today.
I pretty man.
What's up with the Monday yellow? Just making a statement.
Oh,
here?
just no statement. Just like bright colors, man.
Do you?
know, yeah. Warm day. I almost wore shorts. I wanted to, but I'm here, guys.
Nice.
Thanks for having me.
You made the trip over from Indy today?
I did. I
Are
came
you
from Indy this morning.
You're an Indianapolis guy or general state of Indiana?
Yeah, I live in Indy. I've been in Indy for a while, 20 years. So yeah, we've been there a while. Yeah.
Well, let's just dive into that right now. So you've gone viral on TikTok. Your TikTok is awesome and it's great. That's where I found you, and I'm a big fan. We watch your clips on the show a lot.
I appreciate it.
And so you've been doing college, some small college, high school, AAU basketball around the Indy area for 20 years.
20 years. That's where I started reffing at. Yep. And then, I also work do the Fever practices, and I've been with the Pacers for 12 years.
Have you ever had to get up in Caitlin Clark's face?
You know what? Caitlin was so laid back last year. I was ready for it because, as you guys know, Caitlin kind of, especially at Iowa, complained a lot to the officials. And
so you were ready for her?
I was ready for her. And the funny thing is, I told her one day, I said, Caitlin, I think, do you guys remember the game? I don't remember what game it was, when her dad last year was basically telling her to shut up and play.
Oh, yeah.
Remember that?
Right.
So I brought it up to her. She cracked up laughing. She was like, my dad's a trip. I was like, but I loved it as an official basically telling her to shut the hell up and play.
Yeah.
But no, Caitlin's unbelievably easy to work with, unbelievable player. I look for her to have a huge year this year.
So you ref the Fever's practices and the Pacers practices?
Yes, I've been with the Pacers for like 12 years. I started when Frank Vogel was there.
Okay.
Oh,
actually. So, about 12 years, man.
And not too long ago, I saw you did a pickup game at Indiana University. Did you see that?
Oh,
see that
boy.
video?
I didn't see that
Try
one.
to find that, TJ.
Please
crack me up.
That was, man, listen. It was a frat game, right? And my daughter attends IU, so I went down there I was invited by the basketball coaches from last year to go to the first practice, and somebody contacted me about reffing the frat league championship. You know me, I just love to officiate. It was something different. I said we get some content out of it too, because obviously during the season I can't get any content.
Yeah.
So I went down there and I was by myself. They only had one ref, and the frat stuff is competitive. They're like playing like they're about to get $1 million or something. So by the third quarter, I was pissed, because they had got on my last damn nerve. And I I was like, I said some shit I probably shouldn't have, but I mean, I'm human, and I think people probably thought I was saying it because I was mic'd up. I wasn't, man. I like people that know me from officiating for a long time know I've been, I'm a little more non-traditional. I like to talk when I officiate, so kind of make it fun, but that day was not fun.
Yeah, like in general, what would you say the breakdown of you being well received is? Like what percentage of people are like, I like your officiating style? What
I think
percentage
the
of people
videos, man, I would say like 70-30. I get so much positive, and of course when I think I'm the least egotistical person I have at all, but I read some of the content. I don't even read all the comments. I don't. But like, yeah, they say once you kind of like blow up a little bit, yeah, you're going to have a lot of people hate.
Yeah.
I mean, it is what it is.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we got to figure out something right now. Let's just stop right here and figure it out. You have been doing AAU basketball around Indy for 20 years.
Long time.
I am sitting next to an AAU basketball legend from the Indianapolis area. He was on Greg Oden's AAU team. Or Greg Oden was on Mark Titus's AAU team.
It's a matter of perspective.
It was this team right here.
Oh, my God.
Do you remember Greg Oden's AAU team, and did you ever ref a game played in by this guy right here, Mark Titus?
You know what, Mark? You may not remember this.
Okay, here we go.
No. Hey, man, I'm serious, guys. Like, when you've been reffing as long as I have, and I've reffed as much AAU as I have, you really forget stuff. You do. I don't even remember, because sometimes people – will say things like, do you remember you officiated me? I'm like, I wish I could say yeah, but I mean, I've reffed so many kids. You might remember this. Do you remember, okay, were you on there, were you the same year as Greg?
Yeah.
Okay. It was either going into you guys' junior year, it was when I first started.
Okay.
So I was pretty young as an official. Do you remember I don't even remember the name of the tournament. It was when you could still play on campuses at Bloomington.
Oh, yeah, right.
I never will forget this. It wasn't your game. I reffed your game. It was like the game after this. And if you guys ask me how I can remember this, I have no damn clue. I was reffing a team from Memphis playing a team from like North Carolina. And the team from Memphis was winning by like 40 damn points.
Mm-hmm.
And the team from North Carolina put like their guys that don't play as much, and I called a foul, and one of them bitched, and I teed him up. After the game, the kid's mother came down and said, I cost her son a scholarship.
Really?
Yeah. And why I can remember that, because it was right after I reffed you guys.
Oh, really?
Seriously. And if you ask me, I mean, like, I don't even remember stories like that until, like, somebody sparks something, and I'm like, oh, man, I remember that now. But, yeah, you guys had a loaded team.
We had a loaded team.
You guys were loaded.
We were loaded.
I remember I think it was the year after you graduated was when I worked when Eric went and played for Mean Streets with Derek
That's
Rice.
Right, yeah, the year after.
That was fun,
they
too.
were good, too.
That was really fun as well. I had them like in Run and Slam and a couple of other
By the time we were seniors, we didn't play a lot of indie tournaments because it wasn't worth our time.
Yeah, you guys were loaded,
Yeah.
Did Jeff play for you guys, too? I can't remember. Did Jeff teach?
Jeff, he was a couple years younger.
Right.
He was like 2 years younger. Yeah. But what a time, man, for you to Indy had some ball players back then.
Indy's had a lot of good ball
players. Oh my God!
Man,
like how much do you like? Are you a fan? I imagine you're gonna say you're a big fan. But like, is it easy for you to create a divide? Like when you're reffing a game, say like back in the day, it's Greg Oden and Mike Conley versus an Eric Gordon.
It is, man. Like, and the thing about it is when you've done this as long as I have, and you've developed like a lot of positive relationships. I don't think it's hard. Like, I ref the game when I'm out there. It's hard for me to do AAU now without knowing some of the kids, if like from high school or whatever. I'll give you a great example. Jalen Harrelson, the kid from Fishers, going to Notre Dame next year.
Right.
McDonald's All-American. So Latimer came down and played Antics this year, and I had the game. They played it at Broad Ripple. And I have a great relationship with Jalen going back to probably, man, I don't know, 7th grade, 8th, I don't know, one of those years. And I called his 3rd and 4th foul on him in that game. And it was a close game. Actually, Addicts played great. And Latimer won. And after the game, his dad grabbed me and was like, great call, because he fouled the shit out of him. Jalen was like, Rob, I was like, you fouled him. What do you want me to not call the foul because I know you?
Yeah.
Can't.
Yeah, you got to rep the game.
And he's going to be great. But, yeah. So no, I don't really have a hard time separating it. I don't. I mean, when you've reffed as long as I have and so many kids, it's hard not to have some type of relationships with some of the kids you've officiated. So
yeah.
So you've reffed a long time, but the TikTok fame is relatively new, right? It's been a couple years now. Somebody just decided to mic you up one day.
Yeah. What happened was, the kid that he's like a nephew to me now, but his name's Cage McCorkle. He about 4 years ago, I think I'm right, guys. I was doing a high school game. I think it was like Shortridge and the school he'd attended. What is that? Greenwood Christian or something. It was an afternoon game.
I don't know. He's your nephew.
I had a college. I know, man. Had a college game. I didn't even know him then. Had a college game that night. So I reffed that game, and I saw somebody with a camera, I remember, but I just figured he was taping the game for one of the schools.
Mm-hmm.
And I went and did my college game that night. And, it was a Saturday. It was Sunday morning. I can remember this. I always do the same thing. I get up in the morning, look at the scores, looking at my phone, watching watching the –
Same thing we all do.
Same thing we all do.
Yeah.
And I'm on my phone, and I'm like, why the hell am I running back and forth to music? So I'm looking. I'm like, is this a joke? I thought somebody was pranking me, And he reached out to me about 15, 20 minutes later and said, hey, I just always liked the way you officiated. I just wanted to do something, different from an official standpoint. I hope you don't have a problem with it. And I was like, man, if it helps. He told me that he had his own media company. He was like 15 starting off. I was like, man, if it helps you, great.
Yeah.
I didn't think it was like going anywhere. I was like, oh, cool. He made it's kind of different mixtape of a ref. But the cool thing was a lot of the guys that I've officiated over the years, from pros, high school guys I've reffed in college, all commented on it. And they were like, it was all positive, which I thought was really different because, nobody likes referees. Be real. No, very few guys like referees.
Yeah.
So he did another one, and it did well. I mean, obviously nothing like it is now. And then he said, hey, I know I can't mic you up during the season. Mind if I put a mic on you for an AAU game? My wife was like, I don't think that's a good idea. You talk too much. That's too much in the off season. You're frustrated, but he put one on, and he released some videos, and they kind of went crazy, and that's how it kind of started. And then how that's where we are now. It's just continued to grow. So we kind of take advantage of the AAU season when you can put a mic on me and get some content that we can release throughout the year. And that's kind of where we're at, man. I always said, though, I would never let it cheat the game or cheapen the game because, to be honest, you guys can ask anybody that really knows me. I officiate the same and talk the same. Whether
I think it's actually helpful. I have to imagine like other officials could learn things from you. I wasn't a good player, but I used to play, and you probably ref some of my games.
Yeah, I mean,
I think having a guy like you to talk to would be way better than like a Ted Valentine who just turns his back to dudes when they try to just ask like, why did you make that call, and he's just like, I got no time for you.
I'm even a little more I know I'm more untraditional than a lot, because a lot of officials are that way. They're they're kind of anal. They don't want to talk. They're not gonna. If you ask me respectfully, even during the season, I'm going to tell you why I called. Now, I'm not going to answer a question every time down court, but we get a dead ball and you're like, hey, I'm going to tell you what you did.
Yeah.
And keep it moving. But so I'm a little more untraditional. Probably a lot of people don't like that, the more traditional people, but it is what it is. I got to do what works for me.
How'd you get into reffing? Like, why not coaching? Did you hoop growing up?
Yeah, I did. I hooped. I played NAIA ball.
Okay.
My son was playing, and he was a good player, and he started playing AAU, and as you guys know, he was like second, third grade. We were trying to go to some of his tournaments. We weren't playing crazy far, but like Ohio, Illinois, and, that kind of bends the budget, so I was like, man, I wouldn't mind, getting a second job just to stretch out and have some vacation money. Mm-hmm. And I answered this ad. It was a gym that used to be open out in Zionsville, like the Zionsville Boys and Girls Club.
Mm-hmm.
And he said, hey, we need officials on these days. And I answered, and the guy said, have you ever officiated? Of course I lied. I said, oh, yeah, I've done it a few times. I've never done that shit. So I was like, I played. I had the player mentality. I played. I know the game. I can, this going to be easy. Shit, I went out there and sucked. I was terrible the first 2 years.
Mm-hmm.
And but I started enjoying it, and it kept me close to the game. And I just started working on it. I got in the mirror, would work on my mechanics like they told me, which seems corny as hell, but then tried to officiate as much as I could for the time I had. And I started doing high school maybe my third year, probably was on varsity. I went up pretty fast. I was probably doing varsity within 4. So,
wow.
Yeah, it was a journey. It's a journey just like anything else, but I love it. And I still love it to this day.
Do you ever watch a video that you put out or watch back, or there's like a moment that you don't necessarily regret, but you're just like,
oh yeah,
I got a little. That was what's the phrase? Keeping it real goes
Man,
wrong.
I love when he's like, I ain't putting up with none of this bullshit today.
You ever like maybe I should have?
There's some that a couple I probably could have communicated it a little better, a little more effectively without. But the one thing I've said. I have not, I'm not out there dropping the F-bomb. Have I cursed? Absolutely. But I always say these kids play for high school coaches and AAU coaches, and especially the AAU side. I hear them, oh, my God, it's like MF this, F this, and, a lot of times, and I'm not doing that. So I always said if somebody gets offended for me saying that's some BS, they hear way worse than that every day.
Yeah.
So – but, yeah, I could communicate better a few times, but I don't think I've had any videos that I've really, really regretted. But watching it, maybe I could have done something differently. Yeah, sure.
Yeah, but it makes for a better video.
Oh, absolutely. You got to be yourself.
Have you seen the one at Indiana University?
No.
The one I got to find it.
The frat? I've seen.
Frat.
God, that one's
I like the ones when you do
that one is so funny.
You either do all-star games or maybe celebrity
Try to
games
find
and stuff. Because then you really let loose.
I've had a lot of fun with that one, guys. I went to the All-Star game this year, and I've done it the last 2 years through Hennessy's brought me out. I've done the 2-on-2 for the WNBA players, and it's fun because they're actually really hooping because they're playing for $20,000.
Yeah.
So yeah, they talk a little, shit, and I respond a little bit, and I think I've done a pretty good job. They brought me back again, so I think I've officiated the way they want me to officiate. They want the girls to play, and my whole thing, they're playing for $20,000. I want them to win the game. I don't want to give it to them.
Well, now when you go out, these kids, these 16, 15, 16, 17-year-old kids, they know you as the TikTok ref. Do they come in with an expectation? Do they test you now?
Most of them don't.
Yeah.
But I had a few. I did a shoe circuit event yesterday. I'm not going to tell you guys what shoe circuit was on just because, I won't never divulge that. But it was the second game of the day, decent basketball, probably some few kids that'll play D2, D3. Make a long story short, kid goes to the basket, marginal contact. I didn't call it. Parent responded. He's standing at half court. I said, okay. I let it go, ran back down. He said something again the second time. Okay. Come back, he said something the third time. I was like, hey, what you probably really need to do is maybe work on your team's defense, your son's team's defense, instead of my lack of the foul that you wanted 3 possessions ago, because I'm not getting ready to listen to this each time down court. They don't pay me enough money for that in AU to listen to that. So I run back to the other end of the court, and he screamed, F you, at the top of his lungs. I was like, okay. So they had security out there. I'm looking for him. And I said, he's got to go. He's got to go. We got kids in here. I don't say that. You know what? So he runs. He starts walking toward. This hasn't happened for years, guys, for real. I don't have problems. I really don't. I think I'm a good enough official, and I do have a decent respect level. But the guy starts walking towards me. He might be watching this now, so he'll probably say a whole bunch of BS on my next video. But anyway, he starts walking towards me, and he was like, why do I have to leave? Because you're a TikTok star? I said, no, you need to leave now because you're walking towards me, because if you don't, I'm going to whoop your ass. And I did say that, guys. And you know what? I told the security guards I said it, because there's a fine line. Like, I don't start anything with anybody, but when you start walking towards me, you guys have seen a whole lot of the clips around the country of officials being attacked by parents. And that, that's not going to happen. We got a little – I only work AAU with 4 or 5 guys.
Yeah.
And we have a little – our saying is this. We never start anything. We go out there and officiate our ass off. We work hard. We're the ones you'll never see us walking unless it's a walking, a possession where they're walking. We run. But we always say this. If somebody tries to attack us and you don't help me, I'm fighting you when it's over. We're already outnumbered. Yeah, we're already outnumbered. And, I keep that 100% professional. I would never do anything to embarrass the game. But you guys have seen in AAU basketball, a lot of places don't have security or they don't have enough security. Because, when you have 400 or 500 people in there, you got one security guard, what's he going to do?
Yeah.
Right. It's crazy that when you need security to be
It's
nuts. But you're right. You do need it at this point.
I'm going to tell you guys something. You guys would probably be interested in this. This is through my journey with this. People have asked me, what's the biggest difference today than 20 years ago, right? When you played, for instance. And I said, I don't think coaches are that much different. They're going to coach. They're going to grind. They're going to fight for their team, right? That's what they're supposed to do. That's why they're a coach. I think the kid, people say, well, the kids are way more disrespectful. I don't know if they're more disrespectful. You guys' generation played hard. Maybe you didn't talk as much, have as much to say to an official.
He's an asshole.
Okay.
Hold up.
Okay, he probably was just he might cuss you out.
But the crazy thing is, in my opinion, but I don't think players are that much different. Few of them are due to social media. We have a lot more.
What drives me crazy, and I want your thought on this. The 3-point celebration type.
Oh, I hate this, man. It's like
you
hit a 3, run back.
Yeah. This is why we have him here. Gun celebration.
Oh, that's a T.
That's automatic T.
No, any gun, I'm teeing.
Even if they don't have to pull the trigger.
I missed one. Listen,
just if it comes out.
Let me throw some scenarios at you, Rob. You tell me if it's a T. All right.
Oh yeah, I like this. I
got you. You got a whistle? Oh, I got you.
Okay.
T or no T.
All right. He shot it.
That the gun? Let me see. If it's the gun.
Oh, he just got teed up.
Going here with it?
He's not even pointing at anybody.
Oh,
he's not pointing at anybody.
No, I probably won't. It depends. If you point down and you're not in somebody's face, I probably will warn you.
Okay, how about this? He's guarding me.
All right.
He's guarding me. Hit the 3 on him, but then I turn and I go.
Oh, that's a T.
That's a T? That's a T?
I'm doing it this way.
I'm teeing.
Come on.
I'm teeing your ass up.
Double T him.
Like, here's what we've been taught. The T, and I do follow the rules. Like, I use my own gauge on it, but they like anything with a gun today, you almost got to do it just because of all the BS going on in the world. Like a 3, if you're not like in somebody's face like that, I'll probably warn you. If you're here like, hey man, just let's play.
All right.
What about
gun? Well, what if I take a charge and you call a block, and then I'm laying there and I'm going like, and I shoot myself. And
that's a good one. I haven't seen that one yet. I probably would ignore that.
I just found out.
I'll probably be ignoring that one. I probably would whack.
I'm very frustrated.
That's a great. What about bow and arrow?
Yeah.
What if I go like this?
High school, college game, definitely you're whack.
That's a T. Okay.
But AAU though, you can do bow and arrow.
These are important questions.
I try to stay consistent.
Grenade.
Oh, I'm whacking your ass too. Yeah. Anything with it, we're supposed to whack you on that. I use my common sense. When I can give a teaching moment, I'm gonna teach you. But like the gun, bow and arrow, bombs, and then you dunk on somebody and flex. You gotta whack.
But kids, they don't. I see it all the time at the college level, so I imagine at the AAU level they'll do it, and you'll tee them up, and they'll be like, "What did I do?"
And they're supposed to do that at the college level. They're supposed to be whacked for that,
You'll see dudes hit a 3, and then they just shoot a guy in the head, and then they get teed up, and they're like, "What?
That's my signature celebration."
I know, yeah, but it's a fine line, and you know what? Everybody's not consistent with it either.
Yeah. What about moving away from the guns? You remember Sam Cassell doing the big balls?
Mm-hmm, I actually like that.
What if a 7th grader? What if a 7th grader hits a shot and goes running down the court with big balls? What are you doing, Rob? You just got to let him.
Yeah. 7th grader.
Oh, my God.
Hadn't even dropped yet.
You kind of got to respect the fact that he knows the referee at that point.
In all seriousness, this is the biggest difference, I think, between when I played and now is guys do – like we were talking about A.J. DeBanza, who you want to recruit. He was playing in some league somewhere, and he did a gun thing, and he's mic'd up, and he tells the ref, "That's my signature celebration." And we were like, how do you have what kids got their signature celebration?
Because that is the difference. But you guys know that's a lot of that social media because guys are making ungodly money. These kids are making crazy money, man.
I'm interested though. Big nuts seem to be a celebration you're fine with.
Man, I kind of like that.
You should make a call like that.
I probably,
you should call a charge and then run down the court with your nuts.
I kind of mad that I didn't think of that before Sam Cassell. When I played, I probably would have did that.
No, you would love it. I see a clip right now, a kid doing that, and Rob's going over like nice celebration.
But the biggest difference, though, I think is the parents' unrealistic expectations.
Everybody's going to
Oh, my God. Everybody's going to Duke, North Carolina, Indiana, Michigan, Michigan State. And half of them are going to play D3 and ain't going to start for 2 years.
Right.
Yeah.
That's the point, And all these ranking services. I was like, shit, I can go home today and start Rob's ranking service, and I don't know half of the kids in the country at whatever grades and say, and the third, fourth, and fifth, and sixth graders. How in the hell are you going to rank a third grader? What if he don't grow?
Yeah.
What if he don't grow?
Yeah.
Do some business, bro.
Yeah, let me do this. Do you call your mom every day or just on special occasions or once in a blue moon? Steven Singer Jewelers wants to help you tell the moms in your life every single day how appreciated they are. He is introducing his brand new limited edition 24-karat gold dip blue moon rose for Mother's Day. Skip flowers that die in a week. Steven Singer Jewelers signature gold dip roses are real roses dipped in real 24-karat gold and are guaranteed to last a lifetime. Give her something she can look at and remember how loved she is all year long. Picture a brilliantly bright blue rose with diamond-like sparkles. This forever gift of a real long-stem 24-karat gold dip rose has Steven's full lifetime guarantee. It comes to you in an impressive gift box and your own personalized Mother's Day note. Order now exclusively at IHateStevenSinger.com. Hurry, because these will not be restocked. Supply is limited. Shipping is always complimentary. That means free. Nothing says I love you like a real, authentic Steven Singer 24-karat gold dip rose that lasts forever. Only available from Steven Singer Jewelers in Philly or online at IHateStevenSinger.com. While I've got you here, I want to also tell you about our friends at Chevy. If trucks got drafted, Chevy would be the first pick every single year. Completely bust-proof and full of grit, power, and dependability, plus 100 years of experience getting the job done. They're scouted, they're touted, and with the stats to back it up, Chevy trucks have earned more dependability awards for trucks than any other brand, according to J.D. Power 2025. It sounds like they have the stats to prove it. When you're on the clock, you'll want a pick that won't let you down, and in every Chevy truck, dependability becomes standard. Draft yours at Chevy.com and visit jdpower.com/awards for more award details. When you're on the clock, you'll want a pick that won't let you down, and in every Chevy truck, dependability comes standard. Draft yours at Chevy.com. Ref Rob, your favorite basketball player of all time, your favorite NBA player of all time, who is it? Who's the guy? Who's your guy?
Being a Bulls fan, Michael Jordan.
Michael Jordan.
Yep.
Michael Jordan.
Michael Jordan.
So you got Chicago ties, or you just?
Yep, I used to live here for years.
Okay.
Yep.
All right.
I'm a big Bulls fan. I'm a White Sox fan. Don't shoot me for that. They might win. They might win 12 games.
Up.
They might win 12 games this year. Totally. Bears fan.
All right.
So it sounds like you don't choose your teams very wisely.
Yeah. Just cheer for winners.
Yeah, that's kind of tough, man.
Yeah.
I can't for the life of me find this video. I don't know. I was watching your videos last night and I saw. How long ago was the frat one?
It was like
I thought it was recent.
October. It was October. I don't know if they've pulled down one because it's like
because it's a little rough.
You know what? I looked at it and I was like, you guys know my full-time job. I teach. I'm a social worker in schools and I teach behavioral kids and kids with autism. And I was like. I told Cage, I was like, if we release this one, I said, nothing I ever say to these kids, they're like, well, you did this and you said that and you were ready to, we better not release that.
Huh. So, should we have him take the 5-second challenge? Remember when we had the hand the ball, you got to count to get as close to 5 as you can.
Okay.
Do you give 5 or do you give 6?
Probably 5.5.
5.5?
Yep.
Okay.
What I like to do, I feel like if you're out there busting your ass on defense, then you deserve a 5-second call.
Right.
That's
okay.
me.
All
right. You want to do it?
Yeah. We're going to give you a ball and a whistle.
All right.
No. We're going to give Ebo the ball. Ebo's sitting beside you. He's going to be inbounding the ball.
Wait. You give Ebo the ball like you're a ref.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah. And
we're going to time it and we're going to see how close to 5 seconds.
Outstanding. So we're going to inbound the ball. And he's going to not inbound it. He's going to get 5 seconds. But I want to see how close. We're going to have a timer. How close you can get to 5 seconds.
I got you. Do we got? You still got that whistle?
Yeah. Oh yeah. We got to get the whistle.
Got to get the whistle.
Here we go.
You want to give it a test whistle because it didn't sound like a good whistle.
Stack.
All right.
I think they stopped using these metal ones about 25 years ago. But it's all
What have you? Well, you didn't bring yours.
I didn't bring it, man.
Stack one.
You gotta.
Should've. That's on me.
All right.
Here we go.
You got the timer over there? Oh, that's Connor's crotch.
That's Connor Griffin's penis.
That's Connor Griffin's
Connor
crotch.
Griffin's dick and
But,
balls.
Yeah. Get down. There you go.
There we go.
I thought you were doing the timer.
No.
Connor, what are you doing? Oh, okay.
I'm getting it for social.
I thought
We
it-
have cameras everywhere,
All
Connor.
right, that's all right.
Stack
That's
one.
all right. That's all right.
All right,
Here we go. Here we
all
go.
right, all right.
I got the clock.
All right, it's a tie game, 82-82 with 14 seconds left. All right. Ho! Go. Oh, wow. He's deliberate.
Move.
Is he calling it? Oh, wow.
That felt right.
That felt pretty
felt
good.
good.
I think it's a little. Wow, 5-9-3. So you do give him a little extra. We'll give him a little
Might
extra.
have been a little slow.
Okay, all
We'll
right.
try it again.
All season.
Oh, he's doing it. He is doing it again. All right.
This is the new. Go ahead.
All right. It's on you, Rob.
All right.
There we go.
That was one. That was
Okay.
three.
Yeah, a little quicker. You better get in. You better get in.
That felt fast.
That felt about right.
Oh, all
okay.
right.
All right.
All right, we're good.
Also,
Be right around, guys.
the timer might not be. The timer not be.
I gotta be a better inbounder.
Are we? Is this our gauntlet? Like we're just gonna list every guest on the show their 5-second time. I want to talk about Game Time, then we'll talk to Rob a little bit more. NBA playoffs are here, and the only place to buy hard to get playoff tickets is Game Time, the official ticketing partner of Barstool Sports, with killer last minute deals, all in prices, views from your seat, and their lowest price guarantee. Game Time takes the guesswork out of buying NBA playoff tickets. Prices on the app actually go down the closer it gets to tip off. You can save up to 60% when buying last minute tickets. What are you waiting for? Go buy some NBA playoff tickets now. Take the guesswork out of buying NBA playoff tickets with Game Time. Download the Game Time app, create an account, and use code MOSTLY for $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. Again, create an account and redeem code MOSTLY, MOSTLY, for $20 off. Download the Game Time app today. What time is it? Game Time. Ref Rob.
So, you say you work with the Pacers, though, right?
I do.
You've been watching their playoff games because I
have.
said they're the most fun team to watch in the NBA.
They
right
are.
now.
You know, they
They're
got
so fun.
They're fun.
They're
They got
so
great
fun.
ball movement. Ball doesn't stick.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and I'm gonna be honest with you. I've been with them a long time. This group, and you guys have been around this a long time. This group actually likes being around each other.
Yeah.
I have not worked. I usually work a lot in the fall when they come to camp.
Mm-hmm.
Work in the summer. As the season goes, they cut down. They're not an organization that uses us a lot during the season because, you know, they got day between games. So some organizations use somebody every day, but Rick doesn't. And Rick does a great job. Really easy team to work for. I've been really blessed to maintain the relationship I have with them after 12 years, and hopefully I've done a pretty good job because they keep bringing me back.
What about the Fever? Do they like each other?
You know what? I was only around this team last year, and this, like, obviously this is going to be they put a lot of new pieces with them. I'm with them actually Thursday,
Okay.
so I start Thursday with them.
Oh,
this
okay.
week.
All right.
So,
Well, say it right now, 1-on-1, Caitlin Clark against you. What do you think?
oh, she gonna kill me.
Okay.
Man. I was out there in the gym. Listen, I can't. My knee is swollen. I get about this much lift on my jump shot.
Yeah.
Now. It's a wrap.
Favorite gym in Indiana?
Phew, I got a lot of them.
So it's a high school gym.
I was blessed last year to do the Hall of Fame.
Oh yeah, Newcastle.
So
yeah.
probably Newcastle,
Yeah, that's-
just the history and the size of it and being so big. There's a lot of other gyms I do like to work in too, though. But that would be number one.
Yeah.
I feel like Indiana basketball is the same as every other state, though. So I don't really know that it's special or anything like that.
I would say this: the gyms make it different, and it's not like it was years ago with the crowds. I mean, they still draw better than most states, but the history of it and the size of the gyms make it a little different.
Yeah. Tee 'em up.
Tee 'em up.
That was just
Tee
a
his
question.
ass up for dumb shit like
No,
that.
he said
Tee
kids
his
can
ass
answer
up for
questions.
dumb shit, like saying dumb
Even
shit.
though I've been there, I've ref there, I live there, but I think there's a lot of other states that have great basketball. I don't know if they have the tradition and the passion for it that Indiana has, like, because you know I looked up. I don't do middle school. I've not done middle school in years, but I filled in and did like the Marion County Middle School Championship this year. And it was a middle school championship, and there was probably 800 people
Packed.
there.
Packed, yeah.
Literally like
That's how it
800
was,
people.
yeah.
It's crazy. They do support basketball, 100%.
Connor, did you find it?
Yeah, I sent it to the group, and then I think I
don't know.
DM'd it to TJ.
I found this one so funny.
It's the Indiana University.
Oh my god.
Yeah. This is the one
This is the frat
one that stood out to me.
All right.
Oh, this one. This was.
This is
funny.
the one. This is the one.
Okay, I'll tell you about this one.
You know what you're
This
doing?
isn't the
This isn't the bad one.
No.
Pickup.
This is
No,
cool.
this one's funny.
Not frat.
Walk-on spot. I really want to call a foul, but that would entitle somebody playing defense, guys.
He just showed up to a pickup game and started reffing.
I told you, I gotta keep it safe. Technical foul. Shoot a free throw.
Where did this guy come from? Where did this guy come from?
Absolute piss defense. Hey, fellas, listen. Everybody in here real quick.
You gonna teach the pickup players?
I've seen all day. You guys got
This
more
cracked me
turnovers
up.
than fouls and points.
It was good, man.
Walking by campus.
Yeah,
I'm gonna go
it was
ahead.
crazy, man.
You have, for a player, I think you have an annoyingly reserved tee call. It's like very, all right, I'm going to tee you up.
You know what? I will say this. Now, the one thing that's different, my tee is different in high school and college than it is in AU or in pickup.
Are you banging them in college?
I try to use Mark Davis. I'll try to emulate a lot of things he does at the NBA level. He's like got one of the best tees ever because he'll talk to you like he'll be talking and he'll whack you and then just send him down. It's all in one motion.
Yeah.
And during the season, I don't really give a lot of tees. I don't. When you give me no choice, I have no problem using it. But I try to avoid it because it's not the answer to the problem. There's too many guys, especially at the high school and college level, in my opinion only, that they think that's the problem solver.
Yeah.
I don't think it solves the problem.
How emphatic is your charge and block?
Oh, it's emphatic.
Yeah,
I'm a little extra with it sometimes.
Yeah, I like that.
And we're supposed to stop, and I still use it. We're supposed to stop now. It's supposed to be here and then report. Me, I'm still banging it. I don't know.
I still got to bang it, man.
And if they said it was safety because I think somebody in some state
got punched.
With one, yeah. I don't know how the hell that happened, but yeah, I try to. I'm still a little bit extra with it.
I love it.
I love it. I like you guys. I'm so blessed to be here with you guys.
Yeah, we appreciate it.
You're looking at
big
your
fans.
two biggest fans right here.
I appreciate all the support.
Yeah, plug your stuff. How can people find you on the social media?
Ref Rob on TikTok and Rob Juan on Instagram.
There you go. Follow Ref Rob.
Yep. I'm doing
best
really,
in the biz.
1,000 posts. Look at that. That's
I'm enjoying it, man. It's fun. I mean it's flattering when kids even at high school events ask me to take pictures. Now obviously I can't take the pictures with the teams that are playing, but like when people ask me to take pictures at AAU events, I mean it's flattering. I try to oblige every picture because I try to put myself in that position when I was a kid. And I'm not comparing myself to a player anymore, but like if iPhones were out when I was a kid, I would have wanted a picture with an NBA player, or somebody. And for someone to have enough respect for me to ask me, I'll always try to oblige.
Oh, is Spieth Fieldhouse dead? Is it pickleball?
No,
I saw that story and then I never revisited it.
You know what? I haven't worked up.
You haven't worked there in a minute.
Oh yeah, it's probably been
dead.
now.
Dead,
the Run and Slam is in. Actually, you played in that. I'm sure. The Run and Slam is this weekend in Fort Wayne.
Okay.
I just assumed it was. I don't travel like for AAU that much anymore. The only one I've really traveled with is EYBL, which is the best one. And I'm not even traveling with that.
I saw a news story like 5 years ago. Maybe it wasn't even that long that they're turning Spieth Fieldhouse into pickleball.
It may have
courts.
been.
It was like the saddest thing I'd ever read.
I probably haven't been there in 7-8 years. I got a great relationship with the guy that Todd.
Todd? I know Todd.
Yeah, he's over all EYBL. I mean, we're great. I see him during the EYBL events, but I haven't been to Fort Wayne to work, and I've been there for a high school and college game the last few years, but I haven't been there.
We gotta go to a game that he refs.
I know. Yeah.
Love to have you guys. Let me know.
Are we supporting him or heckling him?
I don't know. We're supporting him.
We'll see what the mood is. See what the mood is.
Yeah.
Either
we might heckle you. We might try to make it in one of your videos.
Fun,
yeah, if you need actors, just let us know. If you want us to like stage something where we're heckling you from the crowd so you can toss us out of the game.
Love to have you guys.
Yeah, we'll do that.
Well, thank you for being
all right. Thank you, Rob.
Hey man, thank you guys. I appreciate the support. Please, I'm flattered to be here.
Sweet. We done?
Yeah, I think we're done.
Business? All right, that's it. That's the show. We'll be back tomorrow. See you guys.
Appreciate you guys.
That's how ball's done.